Okay, just letting you know that its recording is in progress. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can start the mock interview now. Can
Yes.
I first ask you to share something about yourself?
Yes. I'm Muhammad Touseef from Jhelum, Punjab, Pakistan, and I done my graduation from University of the Punjab Jhelum campus, and then I started my career as a QA manual engineer as an internee in my hometown, and then I did 6 months as a automation internee, and now I'm working as a senior automation engineer in my hometown company name Rev9 Solutions from past 8 months.
Okay, it's nice. It's nice to hear about you. So I just got a high level. So basically, can you tell me currently what kind of a project are you working on? Is it a banking domain? Is it like insurance? Who is the client? If you can disclose, or what kind of a project it is? Is it like a complete automation project or a combination of automation and manual?
Yes, it is a combination of automation and manual. We are working with US based clients, and the project is something like Google Docs, where we can create any type of input fields or kind of drop down, etc., manually, and we are also automating it using QA tools like Selenium and other systems. And I'm working on another project which is just like Netflix. It's named XTV, and for that purpose, for automation purpose, I'm using Postman to create new users and to test the other scenarios.
Okay. So how many people are there in your team right now?
We are five.
Five people. So you are the senior or you are the junior?
Yes, I am the senior. They are under me, the
Okay.
other
So
four.
there is also a lead.
Yes, there is a lead, which
Okay.
is the company owner who is well aware with QA and other methodologies.
Okay. So who usually participates in the requirements meetings with the client?
Yes, I also participate, but the company owner usually talk to them and getting the requirements from them.
Okay. So basically, you're saying that you're part of the requirement gathering process, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And so what kind of, do you also provide any trainings to your team?
Yes, I also provide I'm currently providing automation training to them using Postman and Selenium with Java and other Cypress and REST assured, etc.
Okay. So
They are
do you,
also they are
yeah, please.
also they are also serving as a manual tester, but they are also learning some automation skills as well.
Okay, on the job training. Okay. So, so can I ask you that you have done automation scripting from scratch?
Yes,
Like
yes,
you have experience doing it. So let's say we organize a technical, exam. You can easily kind of take it, right? You're comfortable taking it, right? If you ask for a technical, like maybe
yes,
10 questions, just ask. Okay, that's nice. That's nice to know. And are you aware of the like in the software testing life cycle?
yes, yes,
Okay, are you aware of the software development life cycle?
yes,
Okay, so do you interact with your developers?
yes, yes. I interact with the developers.
With the developers, okay. So can you tell me your experiences of any project, right? What starting from requirement gathering? What did you do? Like,
Uh, yes, first we get requirements from the client, and then we prepare stories for the developers. Then developers work on them, and After completing the desired work, I will check the required scenarios. Is it working according to the customer need or not? If it is right, then we deliver it to the customer, or it's not, I will give it back to the developer to fix that.
So you mentioned that you develop some stories. So what kind of a methodology are you currently working?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
What kind of a methodology? You mentioned something about stories, right? That you're writing some stories. So what
Yes,
kind of a methodology are you working right now?
we usually prepare stories on Jira. That is,
No. What I meant, is it agile or is it like waterfall
yes, it's
methodology?
agile. It's agile
Agile. Okay.
methodology using Scrum, etc. Scrum.
Okay. Uh, but do you have a product owner or you don't have a product? Because usually,
Yes,
uh, okay, you
we
have
have a
agile
product
knowledge.
owner, but she is not well experienced in project. She is new, just new. So we usually cooperate with them and do the other things.
Okay, so basically there are a lot of gaps in your agile, so that's the reason you are writing the stories. So basically you don't have help, so you're writing the stories and directly working with the developers and
Yes,
with
yes,
minimal. Okay, so you're using Jira. That's what you said, right?
yes.
So are you aware of something called Confluence?
Confluence meetings.
Yeah, Confluence like website. Do you use your company use Confluence?
Yes, they are using, but I'm not actually really
Okay,
familiar with it.
no worries. Yeah, just curious. So what about SharePoint? Do they use SharePoint?
SharePoint, no,
No. Okay,
not
okay.
yet.
So basically everything, the stories and defect management, is it Jira? Or
Yes, we use bug report, Jira for bug reporting.
so any other tools you're aware of the bug reporting other than Jira?
Uh, it's test rate. And, sorry, we write test cases in the test rail, and for bug reporting, we just use Jira or
Okay,
something, Word document, etc.
okay. But previously, other than Jira, did you use any other bug reporting tools? Any new one?
Not yet.
Okay, no problem. Just curious to know what other things you have. Okay, so basically you're saying that you're part of the requirement gathering, you're writing the stories, you're trying to interact with the developers, and what happens after you test and certify the results? What will happen? Do you conduct any UVT testing, like user acceptance testing goes on, or directly goes into production?
We do a demo meeting with our developers and product owner and the company CEO, and they check the system and then present it to the customer.
Okay, so how big is your company actually?
We are 40 plus.
40 plus people. Okay, that's the reason CEO kinds of gets involved personally, right?
Yes,
That's what I feel.
it's in development. That's what.
Got it. Okay. That's nice to know. So can I ask, what kind of a challenges did you face, right? When you said there's a minimal interaction with the product owner, what kind of a challenges did you face?
Yes, for example, in the past few days, we integrate Zapier with our application, with that is like a Google Docs. So I need to go to the developers again and again to check that, to ask that how to manage the things in the Zapier and how to integrate that with. So that's the challenges I face. I think it's pretty difficult for me to go again and again to them.
Hmm. But when you're following this agile, there were no Scrum meetings happening, the daily Scrum.
Not daily scrum. We do mid sprint scrums after 1 week with the developers.
So, because generally they'll have a daily Scrum meeting, right? As per the Agile, they have to follow that. So basically, your company doesn't follow the daily Scrum, right?
Yes, yes, they are not following.
Okay. So what how long is your sprints actually?
2 weeks.
2 week sprint. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So how many developers are there?
Uh, there are at least 10 backend developers and 5 to 6 front-end developers.
Okay, and five testers you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So basically, is there a sprint retrospective meeting happening in your organization?
Yes, after 2 weeks, the project owner will take the print
Mm,
retrospective.
mm, mm. So basically, when I want to understand a realistic scenario, right? So basically, when you're trying to go to the developer, right? It's a challenge, right? We agree that's a challenge.
Yes.
Um, so how did you handle that, right? So did you escalate or how do you proceed? Because it's not the only one time it happens; it happens every time. That's what I believe, right? So how do you handle the challenge?
Yes. I go to developer and try to figure out the exact scenario that how it is happening, how they are working on it, how they develop it according to customer need. Then I try to do negative testing as well to test whether how system responds when we do some extra actions on it.
Okay. And one more thing I wanted to know is so basically there is no kind of a like handshake happening during the sprint, right? So basically they are not telling you what they develop really trying to hand over. So basically there's no
Yes.
release document or something at least on a high level saying that okay, these are the features we have selected during the sprint, so we are not able to deliver. That kind of a communication happens or it never happens?
It only happens after sprint end meeting.
Okay, okay, okay. That's a challenge right now. Okay. So, so coming to your manual testing, right? So I agree. I hope you have experience doing manual testing, right?
Yes, yes, I have.
So basically, you have written test scenarios.
Yes.
So what about the test plan? Are you aware of it?
Test plan.
Yes.
Uh, I'm not sure.
Okay. Test plan. Okay. So what about are you as a senior tester or assurance leader, right? Do you have like a something like a project closure document? Have you prepared that? Like which says how many defects are pending, how many will be handled, something like that in manual testing. Have you done that?
Yes, yes. Product owner usually do this in our company.
Okay.
They report on Slack daily that how many defects are in the progress and how many are left in the to do section and
Mhm.
how many are done in and verified by QAs.
Okay, okay. So, have you come across the daily status report? Are you aware of a daily status report which gets published in your team? Like, what is the percentage of pass, fail, something like that?
Yes, we use test rail software for that, and the all the QAs that are under me, they report, they write
Mm-hmm.
test cases in test rails and assign status to them as pass or fail. And then there is we applied automation on it, and I receive every project chart on it, having status of a pass and fail test cases.
Okay, okay, that's nice, nice.
Yes.
And actually, I've seen your profile. So you mentioned that you also have experience in CI/CD as well as Git, right? Git, right? Sorry,
Yes.
Git. Um, so what kind of an experience do you have in CI/CD, Jenkins, and I just wanted to know, do you write any code or any
Yes.
instructions or?
During my automation internship, I had given a task to automate my test scenarios, test cases using
Mhm.
Jenkins. So I use Jenkins for that to automate the test cases that I written on Selenium with Java, etc.
Okay. Okay. So what is your experience in database testing?
Uh, I did database testing with my senior once, but
Mhm.
not yet alone. Is it like we are working on a web app, a mobile application, which was about to give a, a depth to the customers, and after some time, after week, if he or she laid the fees reversal, so we applied with extra fine. So we have to check this. So then we use database to exceed the dates to check whether new late fees applied or not.
Okay, but do you have experience writing SQL queries?
Yes, we do. We do. We uh, update the dates in the database using SQL queries to test the late fees reversal, etc.
Okay.
And also
So
we are getting the customer details or their CNIC number to log in with the application as well.
okay, so you can write update queries if
Yes,
required. Okay.
yes.
Okay. So okay. What is your experience with Git?
Git.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually when I given the task of automations, uh, we submit it to the GitHub
So
repository.
okay, so do you use a pull function or a push function there when you use Git?
I use push function for submitting my code to the Git repository.
Okay, that's nice. Um, it's good. Actually, I kind of covered almost everything, uh, but I just wanted to understand one thing, right? So, uh, what do you like the most about automation testing? What is your favorite thing about automation testing? Like, how do
Favorite thing
you
about
like how do you view it, right? So compared to manual and automation always have an edge, but the maintenance of scripts, right, it's a challenge, right, in
yes.
automation. Yeah. So
We don't do to repeat the same work again and again.
mhm.
Once for example, we have to perform smoke testing to test the acute functionalities of the website.
Mm.
We can write a script to test the login functionalities and other extra links that are checking the system is working fine or not. So we can save time using automation as well, doing it manually.
Good. Yeah, actually that's a good example. Yeah. Okay, so basically okay, that's a good way of using automation.
Yes.
And can I ask something like did you face any challenges when, let's say, your script is not ready, but the sprint is getting completed? How do you handle those kind of challenges? Like, because some of the scripts, let's say some of the scenarios, you later found out that it cannot be automated, or it can be semi-automated in the sense only you can develop a part of it, right? You cannot do a complete automation. How did you
Yes.
handle scenarios like that?
Yes, in my current company, I was asked to do automation for XTV, and I started the automation. But after some time, the client says we need it as early as possible. So it is not easy it is not easy to automate things in that slow time. So I stop the automation there and try using the manual testing to deliver it to customer in as soon as possible.
Okay, that's nice approach. So, so here, when you know that it's not going to work, what did you do actually? Did you tell your boss or your manager? And because they will be looking for some data points, right? Why it cannot be automated, right? So how did you? You cannot just say verbally that you couldn't handle, right? So there might be a strong reason. Any
Yes.
reason you can imagine at that point that you took a decision you cannot automate anymore because you have to support your claim, right? That it cannot be
Yes.
done, right? So what kind of an approach did you follow at that point?
Uh, we do mail to our CEO and product owner and tell them the reason why we are stopping the automation or having some issue in that.
Okay, but what I was expecting is actually like, okay, how did you handle in the sense like, okay, did you go into Google to search, okay, it cannot be done, or it has challenges, or it has limitations, like that, that kind of a reasoning I was looking. So do you go
If
and ask
yes,
around
if it
or do that kind of a analysis?
yes, we actually for big problems we arrange meetings using Calendly, and then we try to present the demo to the our product owner to tell them that this is not possible in that much time. Then that's all.
Okay, okay. I think that's a good one. Yeah, I think I'm kind of done with my questionnaire. So actually, I got a lot of information from you. So do you
Great.
have any other questions for me?
Yes, you guys are only working with remote QAs, or you have any physical company that you're running?
Actually, that I'm not aware. But
Okay,
actually we are mostly remote right now. We only help actually people during mock interviews. So that's what I can
okay.
say at the moment. So basically, we are
Uh,
trying
uh,
to. So it's like always a general tendency, right, of a person to know how prepared he is, right? So we are trying to help, people in that way.
okay.
Yeah.
So where you are going to publish this interview?
Actually, I'm not sure, but right now I need to figure it. I need to kind of reach out to my the person, the Spock, and he will let me know where I can post it. So basically, this will be published online, and it's for reference actually. It's for reference so that
Okay,
people get an idea. Okay,
okay.
let me stop the recording now. Okay, so what kind of feedback I can give is that you can tell me how many of experience do you have, right? So that was not coming out, right? Because
Okay.
until I really go and calculate, right? That is the main
Yes,
thing. And the second thing I wanted to know is you have mentioned as an agile, okay?
yes.
But there's also waterfall methodology actually. If you see manually, mostly it will be waterfall sometimes if you have worked in some company, right? So that is not coming
Hmm.
out. So I know you worked in agile, but I don't know whether you worked in waterfall or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can include somewhere which says methodologies in agile and something like that. Yeah.
So
Because what is happening is you are mentioning that you're an automation engineer, but that is not coming out because if you see your summary, you're talking about uh, planning, execution, reporting. That mostly goes into manual actually. That doesn't go into automation. So what you can write is you have to mention in such a way that you have written scripts from scratch, right?
okay.
That's what people expect for an automation engineer. Actually.
Uh,
They like people
or
to
I
write code.
can yes. Or I can write that I've created some custom frameworks using Selenium, Java, and Cypress,
Correct, correct,
etc.
correct. That has to come out. Yeah, from your resume.
Okay.
See, what will happen is, I'm thinking, did you apply online before somewhere?
Yes, I applied a lot.
So, did you get interviews?
Yes,
No, no. Are you sure? Did you get interview calls?
yes, I get some interview calls,
Okay.
and
So basically, let's say you're 100, you're applying for 100, you're getting 10, right? That is
yes.
not a good number
Hmm.
because I'm getting a doubt because your resume is not getting selected because it is not the ATS standard, right? Because You're saying automation, you have mentioned the tools, maybe they're looking for frameworks or something, right? So there might be a chance that your resume is getting selected, but the person who is viewing your resume is not happy because you got selected in that ATS thing. But when I come and look at your thing, I have to literally figure out who you are.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can write that framework thing in your summary. Maybe you can write like a bullet point or something like that. So when you're saying automation, people will be interested about frameworks, actually.
Yes.
And scripts, actually. They like people who write code. Yeah.
Yes.
Because the way I look at it is you have experience in Selenium, Java, and you have Postman, I have done API testing. So you really have good experience, but it's not showing in your profile.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is the thing I can give highlight, because see, generally what will happen is people don't have time. They only have 2 to 3 minutes. That's what they say. It's true, actually, because as a manager, I need to understand you, right? See, because a lot of people write their profile generalized. Everybody has done everything. That shows your profile, but I really want to know whether you have done it or not. Yeah.
Yes.
So that feel I was not getting it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can say as of now. And then I could say that you have done automation. Okay. That's nice. Training and certification. You mentioned it. Okay, good. Yeah. And I really want to see that the skills, right? You have to improve most of the skills, right? You cannot, the way you're answering 3 dots, to be honest, I expect 4 dots.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you are an automation engineer, right? So basically, I have a good impression. Okay, automation guy means Git, you can improve a lot. You can learn a lot in Git. If you have already worked in CI/CD Jenkins, try to improve your skill there. Make it 4 dots because you have to write the code. I think the way I look at it is you're selling yourself short than what you have done, right?
Okay.
So that's what I feel, because if you have really done automation, I expect Selenium Java or CI/CD Jenkins or Git to be 4 dots.
Okay, sure. I will definitely work on it.
Yeah, so it will help you actually, because I need a guy. If you're saying you're a senior, I need a guy to guide other people, which you're already doing, but you are falling short of the mediocre, right? So you have to make sure you have 80% at least, right? Don't go for 50-60%, it should be 80% based on your experience. It will help you actually to give an edge on top of other people.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah, sure.
yeah, so that I can say. You have to improve your English. That's what, because again, you're saying 3 dots, make it 4 dots, right? Because a lot of, actually, there's a lot of issues with the accent, we agree, but I think you can still improve English, right? Make it 4 dots.
Yes.
So, yeah. So you can still improve a lot. You have skill, but I don't see that coming in your resume, right? You can improve a lot. I don't have a problem with your understanding, because with your talking, I can understand. But I think if you can still make it 4, most of the skills.
Okay.
You have that capability, because the way you were answering questions, so you know what was happening. The only thing is you need to kind of express it properly.
Okay.
Yeah. And make sure you are also on top of Agile, because I understand that Agile methodology maybe is not working in your company. It's still going a lot of manually, like daily Scrum was not there. It's not your problem, right? It's the process problem, right? But you're trying to kind of bridge the gap. That's a good thing, actually. There's a lot of pain when you're trying to meet the developers. You have pressure to execute. It will not work. I think those are good skills, actually. And you know your territory and everything, so it's really good. I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, actually, I'm pretty good. Maybe the points which I mentioned, you just need to add and improve on some of the skills. And it actually you will be the thing is, you have to make sure as a manager what I look, right. So scripts,
Yes.
you can say stories, you can say write some points in summary, maybe some couple of bullet points of a Jira and all those stuff. Don't just say you have skill. Say that what you
Okay.
have done with it, right? So that's a good thing to express.
Yeah, sure. I will work on it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So basically, it's like you have experience, but you're not showing on your resume.
Yeah, I got your point.
Yeah. So I think apart from that, I'm pretty good actually.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions for me?
No, it's good for me. I think I'm
Okay.
done.
Okay. Sure. And thanks for joining the call. And we will get back to you with. I think Ben will try to reach out to you later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I appreciate very much. Thank you, and have a good night ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
No problem. Thank you.